gone live in a while. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Ooh, there we go. Woo. I can see clearly now. It's been a while. How are you guys doing? Sorry, it's 2 weeks. 3. Y'all, my face is on fire. I'm sorry. I'm going to sit here and just go like this. Can you go ahead and do the intro? But you got to talk loud so people can hear you.
I'm Tim, and this is Amber. We're two of the five that moved from our urban lifestyle on the coast and moved to the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee with Lyndon, our youngest daughter, which is 9, getting ready to turn 10, and Gavin and his fiance.
We can talk about it now. Are you okay?
And Morgan, which she
doesn't live here.
She doesn't live here.
Doesn't even talk to us.
She's a city girl, obviously. She wanted to move into the city and do her own thing. So
we hadn't talked to her in a couple weeks.
Yeah. And,
not by choice. Tammy, good morning. So Tammy's with Tammy. She went to go, y'all, my face is on fire. I got to stop for just a second. I'm an idiot. So, good morning. Hey, I apologize in advance. Grab your coffee. What were you going to say about me being
Amber
an idiot?
was making some muscle rub this morning, face right here, and now she's on fire.
With capsaicin. Yeah. Pure capsaicin. You should never, ever have it on your hands and touch your face or any other body part. I'm going to go get some milk.
Just get some lotion.
Lotion doesn't have milk in it. Just
let goat milk lotion does.
I don't have goat milk lotion beside my bed. So Timmy's going to entertain y'all for a minute. You can talk about this past couple weeks, but you can't mention any of the details.
So I would talk about the past couple of weeks, but I can't because I'm, one of those that don't realize when they spill the beans. And so I'm pretty much the punchline before I give the joke. So I'll ruin that if I tell y'all. So hopefully Amber will be back in a minute and her face won't be on fire. What am I doing today? I am, well, can I tell what I'm running fence for the pigs. And it's anytime you run T-post and barbed wire and steel wire on, because I'm by myself today and I'm trying to get as much as I can done. And I was able to work on it a little bit the other day and get this done.
You don't seem very happy this morning. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. What?
No, you're just not. Your happy's not there.
My happy is out there banging T-posts in the ground and trying to get the pigs.
Okay.
They're in a confined area right now, and they're not happy. And when you have a 700-pound pig, a couple in a small area, and the pressure's on me to, I need to get this fence up so they can go out and forage.
You got to make them happy. So let's talk about filming for the last couple of weeks. We started on the 7th. It ended on the 17th. And it was quite the experience. We can't talk about the show. We can't talk about the details. They didn't have a present film. We were all mic'd up. The whole people were here. Then the little Barbie comes over to me. Hey, Amber, I need you to sign a agreement to let us film you type thing. And generally, I never, ever, ever, ever sign anything without reading it in full, questioning it, highlighting the stuff I want to change. I skimmed it. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, pretty much. Didn't look at the second to the last paragraph that restricted a whole lot of what we can say and do. But everything else was pretty much just run-of-the-mill contract. So we are under, I guess you would call it a gag order of sorts to tell everybody the truth about. You can want to message me. I can share a little bit more than we can with Joe Public. But anyway, it was an experience. No less than 25 people here. And it's not that much. However, there were all kinds of rental cars and heavy machinery and tents, lots of tents. And all these jokers like to drink soda, every single one of them.
Food and soda, snacks.
Guess what happens with the bees? When they
would set their soda down and go to take a drink, and they're like,
it would be full of bees. I have never seen our bees so active and all. They were all jacked up on dew all week. It was for 2 weeks. So it was an experience, and we have a lot of collateral damage property. So we are working on that. And the other thing, one of the things that upset me the most about the whole process was that they didn't tell us Little Bit wasn't allowed to be a part of it until the day since February. She thought she was going to be a part. Why wouldn't she? She's our family. And the day they showed up and started filming, I'm doing milk on my face, y'all, to ease the burning of this capsaicin next to my eye of all places. Yeah, and then they didn't even want her outside. Like, she had to stay in the house for the 2 weeks. That ticked me off pretty bad. Ability thing because the heavy equipment, but I was pretty ticked. Other than that, I can say this. It wasn't at all what we expected. We didn't know what to expect. They don't tell us they're going to do anything until they're filming what they're going to do that day, not what they're going to do on your property, not what you're going to have to participate in. Nothing. They tell you nothing. But I know we have more to say, but can't. They gave us some really good bones to work with. Nothing is complete. Nothing is finished. Not everything is even working that we did those 2 weeks. But they gave us bones to work with. And I prayed. I don't know about Timmy. You dying to say something?
No.
I prayed.
You're reading me wrong. I'm
okay. No. Do we find happy Timmy? I prayed that I said, God, this is in your hands. You brought this to us. You know our needs. You know what's going to happen with the world next year, the year after, the year and after that. Have them do what you know that we need. And I said, and I'll be fine. And that's what happened. So there's a lot to do to finish up. There's a lot to do to complete everything. Way more work than what we started with. However, I know God knows that we're capable. And even if God knows that we're capable, and he's going to give us the strength to get through it. And when we're done, it will be a great thing. And it'll be that much closer to sustainability. Did that tell you anything? Probably didn't, and I'm sorry. But there's things that we can talk about intermittently that I can't say are directly related to the show, but you'll hear us talk about it. For the pigs, for instance. We have all of our pigs mountaintop, and they need some forage area. So Timmy's going to be working on that.
Yeah. Got them a nice area picked out, and I started running. I've got pretty much half the T-post done. So,
really?
Yeah.
That's quick.
So, yeah, I think when it's done, they'll have a good big area to forage. And
we'll have the boys and girls separated for the first time. Yeah,
so.
We should have done that a long time ago. No judging. No judging. They weren't. I'm not going to offer any excuses or reasons why, but we've had them together. They had a horrible house. They had a horrible shelter, and it was a shelter nonetheless, but it was horrible. And now they don't. And the males and females will be separated. And we highly anticipate 3 months, less than 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days, that we will have really monetize our pig production.
Yeah.
So I've had a couple people that are close to me say, "Hey, we want to get pigs." I'm like, "No, you don't." That's a horrible thing to say. No, you don't. Um, how can I? Our connection is unstable. All that figures. For or freeze. Just bear with us for a moment. There we go.
You see me?
They can see you. Unless you have it, and
Yeah, sneeze.
God bless you. See.
Still.
Or unless you can raise your own food for the hogs, okay? Because the price of feed is going up, up, up. Now, if you just want to raise healthy um, pork, that you know what goes into it, raise them. Just have lots of land and and be able to understand that it's expensive. It is one of the least expensive livestock that we have to raise.
I don't know. All of them cost. Maybe the quail.
The quail, the rabbits,
Rabbits eat a lot of food. They get, between all of them, they get a full scoop each day,
mhm.
and then in the afternoon they get part of a scoop. It's according to how much they've eaten through the day. But you usually
Are you over?
gone. I mean, you know, little fellows eat, man.
However, that's one of the things that we're going to be working on. I'm really excited. Some of the things that they had left us with that we do have to finish is ability for food production. We can say that much. Food production, which we were kind of going to work on anyways. Timmy right now working on the pigs, right? When they're done, I don't know why we turned yellow, but they'll be good for a while. Then after that, we are changing the chicken coop a little bit, making that work better for us, because it's right now they're everywhere. They're in with the goats. They're in. There's a couple. No, Red Junior's in with the pigs, right?
Well, a lot of our chickens and ducks now stay up at the house.
That's my fault. I've been feeding them up here.
There's duck poop, chicken poop,
everywhere.
turkey poop.
They eat
On
everything.
the decks and the steps, and it's basically everywhere.
Wait, okay, answer. Was he?
He just around.
So he didn't die.
No.
Okay. It efficient for us. And the same thing, we're not doing a lot of changes with the goats. However, as soon as we're done with the livestock, remember, live things first. Straight food production. That's where my focus is going to be. I haven't been able to focus on that all summer long because I was encouraged not to, being that we weren't quite sure when we were going to film for the show. And that might have been a topic they wanted to discuss. So they didn't tell me not to, but they just encouraged me to not necessarily work with it as much as I was planning on it. And that was fine. I had other things I had to do. So I was sad because I did miss a huge part of the growing season. And I didn't have the ability. I mean, we don't have water up here. And it was a headache that I didn't want to fight right then anyway. So I was happy not to do it. But now, man, I can't wait to get my hands in that dirt. But now, you've noticed the grocery store being empty the last couple times we've gone.
Yeah, it's a little. I've never been.
Yeah.
A regular grocery store and see the shelves empty.
Nothing.
It's concerning when, because everybody is, they're not just going in and buying food to go eat. They're storing it and they're they're buying it for a tough time ahead.
Some people are. Some people have
Yeah.
that ability that they can go in and, you know,
They aren't just
they
going out
stock
and having
up.
a barbecue and a party. You know,
Right.
It's a different.
It's the panic buy-in.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, raise your own livestock. Well, that's good. What happens if you can't get livestock feed? Then what? Because livestock feed's going up and up and up. And that's another thing that's going to be my focus this year is food production. That means all food production for us and for our livestock. So I can't remember the term. Tammy, you might remember. It's where you cut down a tree and let it grow little sprouts, and then you cut those and feed them to your animals. Gosh, Joy shared it in our main group in Old Pass. I'll have to remember and share the post. There is a term for that because there's certain trees, you cut them down, and all of their sprouts that come out, you cut them a certain way, and they keep producing and producing and producing fresh forage for your animals. What is the name? But anyhow, that's one of the things that we want to work on because we have some oaks that are doing it right now. And we're going to do it to our mulberry tree down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a seasonal thing.
It is.
And just like the hay, I mean, it's all seasonal. So you've got to figure out something to do.
But if you could supplement that during the growing season, which we have a really long growing season here, then you only need to get the grain and the supplemental feed during the short period of time.
Yeah.
So, you know, then even if they raise the cost, that makes it more affordable. And then too, a lot of people reduce their herds in the fall. I mean, our friend Sam, they're pigs, hogs. He's greatly reaches the same thing. They let all their unstable connection again. So a lot of harvesting time is in the fall for winter. That reduces your herd, it reduces the stress on the colonies, and it reduces your feed costs for the winter. Springtime, that's baby making season. You know, that's when all of the goat babies are born and the pig babies cycle. Yeah. So maybe once we get our junk together, we'll be able to fall into that natural cycle of things of how they're supposed to be done each season. And get to do, hope to do in the future, but it's baby steps. When you start from scratch in a homestead, it takes a long time to get developed. Don't happen. Trust me. Unless you have really deep pockets, and even then you can't find help. But anyhow, so what are you excited about this week? You gotta be excited about something.
Just chicken situated, and
I'm excited. I know that's crazy, but I'm excited about the chickens. Collecting eggs right now is a pain. The goats eat all their hay in their nesting boxes, so they don't lay them there. They lay them every single which way loose. They fight over the food all the time. We have to get very creative how to keep the goats out of the chicken food and the chickens out of the goat food, and it's a pain in the rear. And we honestly don't have enough perches. I mean, the manger, their coop is huge, but there's not enough perches in there for all of the flock that we have. So they hang out everywhere, which isn't good in the wintertime. We had 2 roosters that got frostbite, and now we have a big old turkey Walter. And so in this new area, they'll have tons of perches. Go ahead.
I was, you know, when we had all the chickens and guineas and everything down in the holler, we had them. Everyone would, you know, kennel up at night.
But we had the goats and the chickens separate.
Yeah, and they were separate, but they would, you know, they would go inside at night, and we were able to close them up, and you know, we'd let them out during the day, and they would forage, and you know, we had them trained, and it was working really good
until they got killed.
Yeah,
didn't work so good then.
So we're trying to get back to that
without being killed.
I know you can train a chicken because
we've done it.
But a lot of the ones that we have now, they just at night they find a spot and they.
Well, that's because there ain't no room for them.
They roost there, and you know.
Anyhow, it's going to be a working system, and we'll share We can share all of that with you. The other thing that I'm excited about, we've got a busy October. I didn't realize how busy it was going to be. But this coming weekend, October 1st, is Timmy's birthday. You have a smile about that, right? Smile. The second and third is a fall festival in Newport. If you're within here, demonstration of how to wash timing off-grid style. And then we are going to have our booth set up where we have all of our soaps. That's why I was making the muscle rub that just burnt my face. It's finally calmed down now. Thankful. If you get burnt by pepper, milk, or you ate something too hot, milk neutralizes it. Just remember that.
Or a big old scoop of yogurt.
The
Sour
ice cream.
cream.
No. And so we're going to have a booth set up both days. I don't know the time yet. I got to figure that out. And that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about getting back to our normal, getting the TV show behind us, and being able to just focus on our homestead and making it everything that it can be. It's been almost a year of this TV show roller coaster. And it constantly feels on hold, waiting for something. Now it's done, and I'm thankful, and we can move forward.
Well, I think it's still going to take a while to get to that point, but because that
we got a lot of projects that got added to our list.
Yeah,
lots, and they're not easy. Any one of them, really hard. Especially for just one person. But I'm still excited about moving forward. And we're not, y'all don't think that we're complaining here. I can't believe they got on TV and they got this, and this done, and here they are complaining. No, I'm just stating the facts. We've got a lot of work to do to make everything functional. But once it is,
overwhelming sense of trying to
he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Do things that I've started and trying to, I can't even say it, trying to finish things I've started and redo things that's been built, and it's overwhelming sense of, I mean, I would never wake up in the morning and go, gee, I wonder what I'm going to do today. It's pretty laid out for me.
But that's your job. I mean, really, that is your job.
I mean, I used to get up in the morning and go to work. And,
somewhere else.
Yeah, I work for people, actually.
And that's like that. You got that instant, you get that right now monetization. You didn't get to benefit from that project except for getting paid. And then once we spent it, it was gone. But now you're investing your time, right? Same energy, same effort, but you get to reap the rewards from that effort for years and years and years. Not just an electric bill or a grocery bill or dinner out on the town.
I think some of the things that I used to do were project through and being able to move on to the other things that you've got planned.
So tell me about it. What's it like when you get everything you wish for?
Confided in him and asked him to put me in a better place in the world, and he's pretty much answered all my prayers, and I think now the continuing to, because we're human and we sin, and pretty much getting wrapped up in the
What?
The things in the world instead of just focusing on him and what he's done for us. It's so easy to get to lose sight of that, and that's why it's a continuous struggle for me. Um, you know, and taking um, that inventory, of everything that
Personal
I've been,
inventory.
yeah, personal inventory, and looking at the wonderful things he's done for me, and sitting there and looking at the things that I'm just sitting there complaining about. So it's, I mean, we could basically complain about every little thing in the world, but I think if we, those other uh, little things that we were complaining about seem pretty petty. So I think that's a struggle for me, in the overwhelming sense of the projects, and then again, I'm dealing with just things of the world that we're living in now, and it's hard to um, put all of that aside when you're living in it.
In the moment,
It
it's
is,
hard.
yeah, and a lot of it is our life, and the way we live. So
And yeah, I mean, I think this life is definitely harder physically than anything that we've ever experienced before. I though think it's easier spiritually. It's easier to get connected with God. It's easier to get connected with nature because we don't have all of this outside stuff. I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. What do I? There's no downtime. And I don't mind that as much as Timmy, because I like staying busy. If I don't have something to do, I create something to do. But that's my personality. Timmy always feels that overwhelming sense. And I think too, I'm great if I have 100 projects to work on. Like right now in my head, I'm like, I'm going to start on that fall wreath that I got going on. I got to get Linden ready for the pumpkin festival. Don't forget the newsletter I forgot to write. Those types of things. He like does better if he's got one thing to focus on. And if he has too many things to focus on, it's
well, I
that's
mean,
why we balance
I'm
each other out. But
uh,
you're best if you could just have that one project without thinking about, okay, I've got to do the pigs, then I got to do the chickens, then I got to do the this, then I got to haul the water, then I got
yeah,
to,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
You're better when you can do that.
yeah.
But that's our life right now.
I don't
So
I don't know if that's
like that, and that's why you have me because I'm opposite,
yeah,
and then we balance each other out.
yeah. She keeps me outside of the box sometimes. I'm definitely I'm in the box, and
Get out of the
she's
box.
on the outside of the box. So
Yeah. But anyhow, we're going to let you go so we can go finish having coffee. And we do have to get ready, Lyndon ready. She's going to a pumpkin patch with some friends of ours. Um, and I do have a lot to do in food production. You guys, if your garden's done and you're going to have winter, still focus on production. And you can do sprouts inside. Get you a little box and start your own mushroom compost and grow some oyster mushrooms. I'm telling you right now, you will never regret trying to grow food and growing your own food. Never. That's not very focus on food production, even if you're at the end of your season, because I think will be in the coming year. So that said, I'm going to let y'all go. You guys have a blast. We're going to have a lot going on. Winter is not going to slow down for us. I'm excited. Are you not?
yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna try to get a lot done,
It's
and
cooler.
yeah,
And we have our wood cook stove going. I love my wood cook stove.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool here the last week or so, and Amber's really enjoying getting her stove fired up and having that big cooktop where she can just
Cook everything, man. I
cook
got pans just
so
moving all
much.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, are you guys have a blessed week? It's going to be the first part. It's not going to be, I saw the weather. It's not going to be as warm as we were thinking. I'm happy.